Hey y'all, I am going to share with you what I purchased at my Tuesday morning that is closing. I'll still have one about 30 minutes away, and then some Hobby Lobby clearance. Now, my Tuesday morning was 30% off, and I was really surprised at how much was gone out of the store. In general, they were already selling and sold fixtures. So I heard somebody ask them when the last day was, and they said the 24th, unless things sell out sooner. And originally it was the end of the month, so they've been doing pretty good on their clearance. As far as crafting supplies, they didn't have a whole lot of the paper collections left. They had a few dies, a lot of ephemera packs, some stamps. They still had some like foamies, Simple Stories foamies, and quite a bit of Simple Stories die cut packs. So I'm just going to show you what I purchased, and of course none of it was necessary, but it was 30% off, so that's why I bought washi tape that I didn't need. 30% off. This is from Simple Vintage Lakeside. I don't have this collection, but I thought it would look nice with some of the outdoor lines, the Great Escape, and I think that's what it was called. But I picked that up. There's a wood grain in there, a red stripe. This has some moose on it, some fish, and just some, I really like this, the ferns with the mushroom and the butterflies. I got the ephemera bits and pieces for Full Bloom. I don't have this collection, but I'm going to put it in with the rest of my Simple Stories. I don't know if we ever got any of this in the scrap room. I may have a little bit of it. But it'll just go in my Simple Stories binder because it'll match up with some of the color palette will match up with some of the other collections. They did still have some decorative brads, and I don't remember if I purchased some of this when it was 10% off or not. I may have, but this is homegrown, and it was for it being 30% off, I just said I'm going to go ahead and get it even if I have it. This is Into the Wild. Now, they did have the collection kit. I bypassed that because for me it was just really not my style, or I felt I would have a good use for it. But you could always use some of these self-adhesive brads, and maybe some of this chipboard I will use. Then the Simple Pages, the Simple Vintage Indigo Garden, 11 pieces. And those are all $3.29, and they were 30% off of that. So that was what, 90 something cents off, almost $1 off. This one is this Full Bloom also? Yes, this is also Full Bloom. I really like that piece that said Sunshine right there. And that Hello is cute. Would be a cute title, Hello Sunshine. And this is the journal bits for Summer Lovin' from 2022. I don't have this line either, but it will match up with some of the other pieces. And I did get the foam stickers for Into the Wild. I liked some of these titles. I thought they were cute. And then the last thing I got was this set of puffy stickers from Summer Lovin'. I'm really not into these little tiny ones. They do kind of annoy me, but it's $3.29, 30% off, almost $1 off. So, from what I understand, they're not making them anymore because of the wrinkling issue that they had with them. So, I thought I would pick these up. They did have some of the Howdy ones there, and they were, they had that wrinkle to them. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I swallowed one. So that is what I picked up at Tuesday morning, and I have a basket that these items will go in for my Simple Stories, and I have a Simple Stories binder that the dies will go in. And then I just put my washi in with the rest of my washi. I don't keep that separate because I don't use it a whole lot. So let me set this aside. And then I stopped by Hobby Lobby. I had a gift card from Christmas I had used a little bit on. And I stopped by there to see what they had on clearance, if they had stuff on clearance. And I did pick up a few things I thought I would share with you. I got these little enamel dots, the silver and the gold. They were 99 cents. They did have some in other colors, but I have a decent amount of enamel dots, and I may pick some up at the Stampin' Scrapbook Expo this summer. So I just picked up the silver and the gold. I did get this Momenta floral die cuts. I don't know if it has a title. It may be, but it's covered up. I did open it up and look at it because I'm to the point where I don't like a lot of little fiddly dies, and this has a few, you know, the inside of the flowers, but I think I can deal with that. I have one, oh, and these little buds. Because I do have one that I love that is from Tim Holtz, and it's all these cute little mushrooms, and I hardly ever use it because it's got so many little fussy pieces to it. So I really pay attention to that now. And then I just picked up these 2 packs of these A2 envelopes. They had, the white ones weren't on sale. They had some cream ones on sale. But I just picked up the craft. They had 2 of them. And they were $1.49, regular $5.99. Because I have a lot of these cards that I have put together. I think I showed them in the past for Christmas and various photo play ones and Simple Stories, and they don't give you the envelopes with them. So I thought that was a good price, or I can make my own. And then I did get one paper pack that was on clearance, and it was the Farmhouse, and it was $3.49. And I will, well, this is a square instead of the little round pieces of tape. And of course, I don't see a scissor. So I'm not going to open it right now. But I did flip like this. I guess I could do this. You can kind of see the style. I did see they had some boxes in the aisleways with paper pads in them. I think it was like the new stuff coming in. And just from walking by and glancing, I saw a lot of florals. I saw that they had a floral with a lot of purples in it. If you're looking for purple, I saw a pastel one with very muted pastels, and it seems like that's like a new trend, which isn't my favorite. I love pastels, but I don't like that washed out pastel. And I believe one of the paper pads that they had was that style. And then I picked up a couple of their albums that were on clearance. And this is just the black and white 3-ring regular. If you were to pay full price, $22.99, which of course we don't pay full price at Hobby Lobby, but there it was clearanced at $5.74, and it contains 10 sheet protectors. Now I know a lot of people are particular about their albums, or they want certain colors, or they have a certain kind and they stick to that. If they display them out in the open, mine are in a cabinet with the doors closed, so they don't have to be matchy. So they did have like a pretty blue and a purple one that was also discounted. And I had the blue one, and then I saw this black and white stripe, and I picked that up. So I got 2 of these. And then the last thing I got, because I was looking at the page protectors, because I didn't know if they were different than the regular page protectors. And a pack of 20 was $8.99. And then I saw these on clearance for $3.74. This is regular $8.99. Now this says scrapbook, birthday scrapbook template, 61 pieces. And I thought, well, you know what? I don't want the inside. I just want the page protector. And since they were $3.74 for 20 of them, yeah, I don't know what the extension posts are for. That's what's like, did I not get them for a 3-ring binder? But I wanted it for the page protector, and I wanted to see what this paper was like on the inside. Okay, it's not real flimsy, but it's not very thick. But I figured I could use it for, the other thing I didn't know if it was like, this was one side, this was one side. But it's actually 2 sheets, so you have white cardstock if you want to use it for white cardstock. But since it's not really that thick, you could use it for like not a background, but like when you're cutting papers apart or making a collage, or you're, cutting strips of different papers, you could use this as your bottom layer, and this would all be covered up. So I thought that was a pretty good price for 20 page protectors. So I bought 2 of them, and I will deconstruct the insides and just pull them out, unless, if you're interested in this style, you could get them for that, because it's all kind of set up mainly for photo and some writing. And they had a travel one. It wasn't on clearance. And they had one other one. I can't remember the theme of it, but it wasn't on clearance either. So all of that, I think that's everything. All of that from Hobby Lobby came to like $36 on clearance. So I was pretty happy with that. Oh, and guess what? I see 2 things I bought from Tuesday morning. That I set down here. This is from Tuesday morning. I set it on the floor and then forgot about it. Set it on the floor beside me. Okay, so this was 30% off at Tuesday morning. This was $7.49. I had eyeballed this several times before when I was in there because this is from January. But I just kept bypassing it. But since it was 30% off, I thought, okay, I'll get it. And we have the, you know, some pastels. I thought this paper was really pretty. And this is a cute polka dot. We have, this is called the Flower Shop collection. This one's called Afternoon. You know, their papers aren't the thickest, but this is Sunroom. But if that bothers you, you can always put it on top of another piece of paper. This pretty blue gingham. This one is called Conservatory. Oh, I love that with all the little different windows. Garden Path. Another collage sheet. And Glass House, wood grain, and some pretty butterflies. And then you get some alphabets and some strips. And then the other paper collection I got, which I did not need, was Simple Stories Let's Go. Essential, they call it Essentials Kit plus 2 additional embellishments. It's not their normal, like you order it from scrapbook.com or Cherry on Top. It's kind of like they put it together because sometimes the extra embellishments don't go with the line. But we're not big travelers, but I love Kelly Bang style, and she designed this, so at 30% off, I thought, well, why not? So I just want to flip through this real quick because it's not a new line, but I wanted to see, like, the B-sides, what I could use, you know, for pages that weren't necessarily travel. And it looks like there is some pages that do not pertain specifically to travel. That one has airplanes. And there's a map. And then, are we on repeat? I think we're on repeat. Yeah, we're on, oh, I don't think, no. See, with these, like, there's a double. Sometimes you get 2 of a sheet, and sometimes you don't. That's 2 of those. The map. Be nicer, they just kind of sorted them. This one is a floral and a plus, so either side could be used. See, and that one is a double. Let's see, is that one a double? I don't think that one's a double. And then there's this one again. And then with it came the cardstock die cut ephemera pieces. There's 12 pieces. And then the journal bits. So now that was all. Everything. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.